Alright guys, so we should be live right now, hopefully very soon. So I just want to wish you guys a very happy new year over here in Hong Kong. So we're doing a live stream here and just making sure that this stream is online right now. But we're in Tsim Sha Tsui in Hong Kong. You can see still quite a lot of people behind me. It's bright and early here in the morning. Right now it's right on New Year's Eve actually. So right now we have it's lunchtime here. So I'm just trying to make sure the live stream is live. I think let's see if there's anyone actually here. Yeah, so we have one person here. We're good. It's tell me guys if you guys hear me as well, because I'm trying to use a different mic here. So I have a little mic here that I can whisper into, and it's gonna be a lot of kind of noise in the background as well. So yeah, Smart Skill Wrestling. Hey guys, Zach says hi. Joseph Pun says can't hear. Excellent, loud and clear, everyone. So yeah, wish you guys a really wonderful new year here. I think it's been pretty exciting in every single definition of word in terms of crypto only, right? So I just finished my video on the recap of 2020, and 2020 has been a great year for crypto. Not for the rest of the world, but for crypto, we're pretty good. I mean, you can obviously see everyone's wearing masks right now. It's a pretty bad year normally, but in crypto it's pretty explosive. I mean, I just saw today we're hitting 29K for Bitcoin yet again, which is amazing. It's crazy. Power says Happy New Year. Exactly. I think this year has been just insane in terms of the whole world changing. And the good news is that we're on the good side. So that's kind of exciting. We have a question of, are we is this New York? No, it's actually not New York, it's Hong Kong actually. So yeah, so it's right now in Tsim Sha Tsui, Hong Kong. It's pretty much down central in the nice fun parts of Hong Kong. I had a few requests. People were asking, yo, hey, Box, can you do some streams? We got Joseph Pun says Hong Kong looks crowded. No, this is not crowded. This is the emptiest I've seen Hong Kong in a while. Hong Kong is usually especially this area, especially here. Yeah, you're gonna see people bumping into each other everywhere. Right now it's especially quiet here because there's no tourists. You know, yeah, it's Steve Seven Low says it's deserted for Hong Kong. Absolutely. You can see a bit more people here, but typically speaking, on the roads here, especially in TST, it'll be crowded with tourists, and everyone will be holding suitcases. Typically this is the main shopping district for tourists. So they'll come here, they'll hold a bunch of suitcases, they'll be going down the streets, kind of like that guy down there. But yeah, everyone will be crowding all the streets here. So this is super empty for Hong Kong, to be honest. So yeah, I hope the quality is okay, guys. I'm holding this this is connected. This is where the audio is going there. We got Am says take the ferry to One Try. One Try is where all the action is actually. One Try is where Genesis block is. But yeah, so I'll be walking down that road. I'll go for the park, so it's a lot easier to live stream. But I'm actually relatively new to live streaming outside. I haven't done that in a while, so I'll see how it goes. I'm just trying to cross the road right now to the other side. But yeah, I'll be here to answer questions. I'm just doing this kind of a fun, informal live stream, show you guys around. I thought might as well do one since I haven't done one in ages. Just kind of walking down the city and talking crypto. Why not, right? Why not? You'll see in TST, right? So, in Tsim Sha Tsui, there's a lot of gold shops. So that's Chow Sang Sang right there. Chow Tai Fook, there's also a Rolex right there. You'll have basically everything that the tourists right? Because usually, typically speaking, in Hong Kong, people come over here, they just buy stuff, right? Hong Kong's a main shopping center for a lot of mainland Chinese because there's no tax here, so there's no GST, and also there's very low tax for luxury goods. So it just ends up everyone comes here, buys gold, buys jewelry, and pharmacies. But then what you see is that because the number of tourists are dropping, you'll see some of the stores are closing. Like a lot of the pharmacies have closed because like people come here and buy medicine for some reason, right? So, anyways, it's crazy. We got Bailey Johnson says he taught me about crypto in 2016 and 2017. Been a crazy ride. Happy New Year. Absolutely, man. It's been quite a ride, right? After starting the channel 2016, 2017, it's been a fun ride. It's been a really fun ride. But this year has been quite insane. I was like recapping this year for crypto. I mean, we started off this year at 7,000, right, for Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden, you know, we're at $29,000 for a Bitcoin. Like, there's literally some people like it's kind of funny story. So one of my friends, actually, I don't know if I should reveal details here, but one of my friends gifted one whole entire Bitcoin, I think like 4 or 5 years ago, to another friend, right? And one entire Bitcoin. That's like 28K today, and it's mind-blowing how much that's worth, right? I mean, that's the insanity part of this. So I think like I'm actually really looking forward to see what we can do next year as well. I feel like not just with Bitcoin, I feel like, you know, Bitcoin, we have kind of the push and pull factors this year, right? So this year, institutional investors coming in, they're realizing, oh crap, like the global economy is not doing so well. Let's get out, you know, exit that economy, go towards Bitcoin, which is a stable, like it's a coin that has a finite supply, but also more importantly, you can send it anywhere. So it's politically neutral as well. I think that's one of the biggest kind of points I wanted to make this year. But on top of that, right, we have the whole decentralized finance scene kicking in. And I feel like that's very, very underreported in mainstream media. Like I kind of dug around like all those news articles about DeFi, about what's happening in kind of like no one even mentions UniSwap, like at all. And it's like, these are one of the biggest innovations that came into play this year. It completely already changed how exchanges work. I mean, if you look at Binance and you look at all the top centralized crypto exchanges, they're all panicking right now, right? They're all trying to add as many coins as possible because they realize that if they don't innovate, they're gonna get destroyed. So I feel like it's one of those situations where there's such a huge change. We all saw it in crypto, right? But like the rest of the world haven't seen it at all. They don't know what the hell is going on. So I feel like this is a situation where we have such a big edge, especially with what's happening. I saw today it's like $21 billion locked of liquidity on UniSwap, which is insane, right? Which is insane if you think about it. It grew from like almost nothing, right? Grew from millions this year, like starting like mid this year, it was like what, $6 million of liquidity on UniSwap. Now it's like 2 billion. Like holy crap. Talk about exponential growth, right? And then yeah, we got Shazam says, when UniSwap 3 V3 is coming. And then we have optimistic rollouts coming as well, which is great. We have the mosque here behind me. That's like the one mosque in Hong Kong. Well, the biggest ones. Never actually managed to go inside though. So Happy Duck says, Happy New Year. Try asking random people about Bitcoin. It's kind of funny, right? Bitcoin, DeFi, I feel like it's like, it caters to everyone who's already in crypto, but people who are not in crypto, I feel like they don't know anything about DeFi. It's insane. But anyways, this is Kowloon Park behind me. I was trying to find a more empty place to do the live stream. I'm actually very winded. I realized that if you talk and walk at the same time, it's actually extremely tiring because you're constantly like talking, you're exhaling. You're not getting enough oxygen. Yeah, it's hard. Let's see. Looks beautiful with full spot power. It's actually a really nice day today. Like super nice. There's birds up there. I think this year is probably really good for animals, right? If you think about it, this year, a lot less people, a lot less disturbances. Because we actually have like a few wildlife parks in Hong Kong. They've been closed the whole year, which is great for animals, right? But yeah. Billy says, is DeFi really that good? And Billy says, I don't care about it that much. Like, where have you been living? I think the thing with DeFi is that it's pretty explosive, right? It's good and bad, right? Like the way I see it is that in roughly 10 years, I feel that's gonna completely replace how centralized finance works. I feel like it's got so much potential because like even this year, right, from nothing, right? Like this year, like barely any value locked in DeFi. But towards the end of this year, we saw, I'm not sure if you guys are in Mithril Cash. Like there's just mining from Mithril Cash that went out yesterday, right? And I think like they had like what, $400 million locked within a day. Like within a few hours, the first 2 hours of Mithril Cash launch, I was like, there were, like I saw the USDC pool, and it's like $70 million inside. I'm like, where is this money coming from, right? So the people who know DeFi, they have a lot of capital, and they're very willing to experiment. So I feel like that's kind of the situation that we have right now. And it's kind of like an incubator stage where like a lot can change in a few minutes, right? Like a lot of people are saying, you know, DeFi is like the young kids game. And I do feel like that too. I feel like sometimes I'm like, I'm barely catching up with all that's happening in DeFi. Like all these new algorithmic stable coins, like holy crap, it was insane. It was utterly insane. So I feel like a lot more has to come. Like there's definitely going to be a lot more coverage on this channel. I'm going to try to keep up a little bit more. But the way I see it is that DeFi has this huge potential to replace everything that's going on in traditional finance. It almost makes a lot of sense. I mean, the way I see it is that it's a blank piece of paper, right? Like you can design anything on it. It takes like someone with a dream and some good coding skills to just magically type a few lines of code and bam, you know, like all of a sudden we got Keeper. That's like insane. Like Wi-Fi, Keeper, oh my God. Like, I think the way to describe it is there's just so much potential there especially because with decentralized finance, you can trust the code. As long as people can understand and figure out how the code works, then it means we can trust it for what we can do, which is powerful, right? But the biggest hurdle right now is just getting programmers to understand how to develop contracts properly and getting us people to read it. I'm gonna put this here. All right, there we go, much better. So my hands are not tired. This is so, like I didn't realize, I haven't done this type of live streaming for ages, but I did not realize how tiring my hands were getting. Like this hand is like, ugh. But anyways, I got some questions and answers here. To all, Mark Carter says, Happy New Year to all from Flyoverland. We got Shartastic says, what are your top 5 DeFi picks? I'll go on that in a sec. Okay, we got BJJ says, any concern about USDT being considered a security? We got Vincent. Hey Vincent, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for watching. And we got a few questions about top DeFi picks, and across Canada says Happy New Year as well. So just to answer a few top questions are easy. So first of all, there's going to be a lot more trouble with stable coins. So USDT being the top one, but this year we saw other stable coins coming in as well. USDC, so the ones that's Coinbase backed, that's very popular. That's becoming quite, it's actually getting quite aggressively adopted, I would say. So I would say there's going to be more options, and that's going to be great. And from what I see with the DeFi side, you have DAI as well coming in. So all the synthetic-based assets and heck, you know, algo stablecoin. So I feel like there's going to be more and more tools for us in the future. So I'm not really concerned about USDT. And in fact, with USDT, they're pretty nimble with funds too. So hopefully that's a good thing. Top 5 DeFi is going to be really hard. I'm sticking primarily a lot with. So the way I allocated my funds personally is that I went for quite the bigger ones. So I'm actually quite heavily into Wi-Fi. I'm into UniSwap. Someone was talking about 1 inch. 1 inch, I'm just waiting for the market to stabilize a little bit. It went a little bit crazy during Christmas. It's one of the new ones there. So yeah, I'm relatively kind of like not hyper aggressive, but I think that's a good thing. So I like with all these lists, it's like, you know, a lot of times I feel like with me and altcoins is that I have too many. Like right now counting, I think I have like roughly 70 altcoins in my basket, which is hard to manage, but honestly, it's like, I feel it's a little bit safer that way. Like for me, like I don't mind diversifying a little bit more than normal. Especially with the way DeFi and everything's going up. It's like, it's very unstable right now, which means that sometimes like crazy shit happens and you don't really want to get caught in some crazy coins, right? So ALOS is LL 70 altcoins. It's insane, man. It's insane. I just look at, like sometimes like you just look at your account and you're like, oh my God, I have so many. It's insane, right? But it also answers a lot of questions about why people, especially like about a lot of people, they talk about the gains a lot, right? There's a lot of survivor bias in crypto. Like we covered this last episode where, you know, there's an insane amount of survivor bias in crypto, and a lot of times we talk about our successes, and a lot of times it always seems like, oh, we got something that's great, right? I mean, every alt season, even now, like I think I've had a few 5x's this kind of month, right, all together. So like we tend to talk about the successful ones. Like this year's this month Swissborg is just doing phenomenally, right? It's just crazy. It's allowing people to get into DeFi a lot easier. The yield farming thing on Swissborg is like, I'm recently working that. It's like, it's doing pretty well, and it's very accessible. It's something that like my mom can click a button, it's down, right? Billy says ETH month, ETH is down. Relative to Bitcoin it is, but yeah, I mean, dude, it's $700, right? Like, I feel like a lot of people like, they want to get the most of it. I hold Bitcoin and ETH, and I feel like I had a few conversations with a few friends. They're like, oh, my ETH is down relative to Bitcoin. So, I mean, it outperformed everything this year too. I mean, don't get greedy, right? Like that's my take on it. I mean, I think a lot of people want the maximum out of crypto when that's like not financial advice, right? But my opinion on that is that like, you take your gains and you be thankful for your gains, right? Like how much did ETH perform? I mean, I was like talking about ETH this year to people at like around what, 150. I'm like, yo, get on ETH, yo, check this out, yo, ETH 150, man. And they're like, oh, it's so much, it's so expensive, it pumped from 80 to 150, you know, are you sure? And then like, that's 700 right now, like. So I feel like there's definitely a lot. I feel like a lot of people want to min-max everything crypto, but that also leads you down to a dangerous path, right? You know, that's hard. It's hard. It's just so many. There's so many. It's so easy to be Captain Hindsight and just like, yo, you know, buy low, sell high, but life doesn't work like that, right? Like if you knew the future, if you knew every second of the future, we'll all be trillionaires by now, right? That's hard. Mark Carter says more than 10 seem hard to track. I think like, I don't know. I think I'm more used to it now. I'm more used to holding alts. Like something that really stood out was, you know, the craziness, right? If you talk to the big funds, right, they hold for even longer, they hold even more. And it only takes one of them to do a 10x, right? Like if you have like say, you have like say 70 altcoins. If like 5 or 6 of them do a 10x, you're in a good shape, right? And the other side is like if one of them does 100x, like holy shit. I think that's how like all the big funds like Funbushi and stuff, they made it, right? They just chose ETH, they chose a bunch of other baskets, and then one of them does 100x and boom. You know, that was a big game changer. So yeah, I don't really see having like many alts as a bad thing. You know, it's just part of the game, right? There's so much innovation here. Like as long as like, yeah, it's just kind of insane. Corey Green says Boxmining will happen to your COVID-19 videos. For obvious reasons, they're removed. Yeah, just go figure. Kevin99 says, are expecting a crash in January? I'm expecting super high volatility in January. Let's just be frank about it. Right now, there is an exponential rise in crypto. It's been going like crazy well. But at the same time, I definitely see that there needs to be some form of correction somewhere. a lot of people are talking about Chinese New Year as a kind of a sell point. That was a big sell point in 2018. So after the 2017 bull run, 2018 we had Chinese New Year and people just freaked out for some reason. You know, there's a bunch of kind of stories, you know, written about it, trying to explain it. You know, the most prevalent one would be that people cash out right before holidays. Chinese New Year is like, it's like Christmas, right? But it's even bigger than that. It's like, in China, it's like seven days of holidays, right? 7 days plus of holidays, and it's really the only time that people meet up. So a lot of people talk about, you know, people cash out during that period of time. There's people do take profits and they buy stuff and they give money to family, etc. So there's that prevalent thought about, you know, about Chinese New Year being a big one. But I definitely expect huge amounts of volatility there. So, you know, that's pretty much crypto. And in crypto, I was like saying about this as well. I mean, this year it's been, you know, it's been pretty steady rise, to be honest. But, you know, traditionally in crypto, it's been pretty insane, right? Like, think about what is it? Like 2017, I think there was a lot of hand holding, and that's kind of how HODL came about, right? Because of the huge amount of volatility swings. Like all of a sudden there could be a day when it just feels like everything's collapsing. You know, what if we see like 300 ETH again, or like 100 ETH again, like a flash crash? So, you know, that sort of volatility I definitely expect to be around. I think we're still in that phase where crypto has lots of violent changes, and that's, you know, good and bad thing, right? We got David Valkenberg says, Happy New Year from Holland. Amateur Gamer says, I thought Mike was in the USA. No, I've been in Hong Kong for a while now. You know, for most of this year, I was in Hong Kong. How is it? Daylight? Yeah, so in Hong Kong, we're in Hong Kong. So we're in Asian time zones right now. So it's bright and you know, happy bright here in Hong Kong. It's like right before lunch. Right now it's 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. here. Not 1 a.m., 1 p.m. here. JT says, I believe we're in the middle of a bull cycle. Short-term pullback is inevitable. I definitely think so in that sense too. So it's like that. We got Bernard Macarius popping in. Hey Bernard, Happy New Year, man. It's been crazy. It's been crazy this year. It's been absolutely insane. And I did a lot of reflecting for the past few days. Not so much now. Like these few days, I've been farming a lot more. I've been like aggressively looking at what I can farm. But yeah, past few weeks been a lot of reflecting. Just being very grateful. Everything's doing super well, so I'm pretty excited. Billy says, "What if there's no pullback and we just go to 100K? That would be freaking awesome." Like, for me, I always try to suppress my kind of excitement. I lower my expectations. Then you'll always be happy. But yeah, I definitely expect a lot more. Like, we talked about this very early on, like right at the Bitcoin halving. So we did a lot of videos on it, Bitcoin halving, where, it's the new Bitcoins being mined and new Bitcoins being minted that got halved earlier in the early half of this year, right? But the effect of the Bitcoin halving doesn't happen immediately. It's almost every like half a year later, which is around the time now, that we see the explosion. And a lot of this has to do with the stock that a lot of miners keep. So a lot of times what happens is that, okay, you don't feel the immediate effect of the halving because miners have Bitcoin saved up. So, they start slowly selling that, and it reaches a point where that supply gets depleted, right? And it's almost like clockwork. So half a year later, boom, we got this explosion, which is exactly what we're seeing right now, which is super exciting, right? Which is super exciting. I think Bitcoin really showed us the strength. Like Bitcoin showed that it can really move. And a lot of people were surprised because like when Bitcoin was at 11K, 12K, there was a substantial amount of resistance, right? We couldn't pass it, right? There were like weeks on end where Bitcoin wouldn't move and Bitcoin felt like it was slow. But this month especially, it was just like 24th, 24K, 25th, 25K, 26th, 26K, 31st. Right now we're like almost 29K. We're reaching that new 30K barrier. It's insane, right? It's insane. We got Amateur Gamer says, yo, Michael, show us a park. Michael's tired, man. Michael's arm is like exhausted. So yeah, damn. Okay, flip your damn phone. Okay, let's do that. Let's at least flip the phone and see what's happening around here. So let's do a view of the park. So this is the park in Kowloon. It's in Choi, and it's kind of in the city, middle of the city, right? So you got all these big buildings surrounding us. I think that's the one over there, right down there. So if you walk down here this way, you'll have the harbor side. I was gonna show you the harbor side earlier, but I thought, you know what? Let's do the park. It's less people here, and this is good. So anyway, so there's a lot of birds here. It's like a crazy amount of birds. I think this year has been a great year for birds. Yo, I'm in your back. Ooh, wow, really? That's cool. So yeah, it's actually quite cold today too. It's actually like, okay, there's a fountain over there. A lot of people walking down there, a people watch. Great year for birds, not a windy day. Go find the flamingos in the park, says Angela. Are there flamingos here? Like, I don't know. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. Yeah, so there's a... BJJ says, do you have polka dot? Yeah, I do actually. I have a lot. I actually managed to just, you know what? I was a little bit worried because when Polkadot launched, it was so volatile and it was like such a crazy launch, right? Between the new Polkadot and the old Polkadot, that was kind of insane. But yeah, but managed to just said, you know what, DCA has some exposure. Polkadot's insane, right? There's so many people who are looking at it. Like, it's gonna be a crazy year for Polkadot next year, right? All right, let me flip the camera around so everyone's taking photos here. Photos in the park, I guess. Where are the flamingos, I wonder? Huh. Still got my dog. And we got Ben Tan says, have you seen Lois Koo or Andy Lau in person? No, actually. No. Unfortunately not. So maybe next year, right? At BGG says, you sound like my dad when BTC was at 12. It's kind of funny, right? This year, I think there's a big flip as well. Like, at least when I talked about crypto to my friends and family, a lot more people are like a lot more interested, which is great, right? They finally understand what it is, and it feels less like crazy money. I think before everyone just thinks it's like, oh, you're lucky, you're in crypto, or, you know. Now people are starting to slowly understand what it is and the value of it, which is a lot better, right? So, my 2 cents. Amateur Gamer says, I dare you talk about someone about buying Bitcoin. Maybe next time. Probably gonna, let's see, looks nice, good weather. Which park is this? Kowloon. This is what? Kowloon Park. Kowloon Park. Anyways, do a survey. Hong Kong has actually been pretty lukewarm to crypto. Like, Hong Kong is like, I'm gonna just put this up here a bit. Hong Kong's been weird. Hong Kong's been very traditional. Like, Hong Kong hasn't even adopted a lot of the digital payment methods yet. It's kind of insane. Like, you know, even like e-shopping is not very big in Hong Kong. It's so weird. Let's see. Dot breaking, probably. I have to take a look. Man. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap the stream up soon. I'm super tired and I have to eat lunch soon. So I just wanted to say like a big happy new year to everyone. I really wanted to make this video for you guys. It's been a really great ride. I really want to say, you know, guys, thank you guys so much for watching on this channel as well. Thank you guys for all the contributions. It's been kind of crazy to say the very least, but I'm actually super happy to be here. So anyways, have a very, very happy new year, guys. Smash up the likes and we'll see you next year. And it's going to be I think it's going to be an even better year next year. So anyways, stay tuned, guys. We got DX Sale plus Michael. Yeah, definitely take a look. I mean, thank you guys for all for the donations as well. We got a video tonight on 2020, kind of the summary of 2020. And yeah, we'll see you there. So anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Really enjoyed this live stream too. So cheers, guys.